Hi tutors, this video is about drop-in tutoring, and even if you don't consider yourself a drop-in tutor or you haven't done drop-in tutoring, the information here is still going to be useful for you, and I'll still expect you to know it if you do at any point decide to join in with the drop-ins. So first of all, every year we seem to be adding more drop-ins, which is a good thing. The reason why I really like drop-in tutoring is because I believe it engages students just a little bit more. And what I mean by that is we're all engaged in a conversation at that time about the same topic. It might be different questions and maybe on a different unit with a different professor, so there's different challenges, but it's still listening to a conversation. And if any of you have ever done cold calling or sales, you know what I'm talking about. You sit in a room with other people who are on the phone all day, you're listening to them talk, and you start to learn about different ways to say things or a new sales pitch technique or something like that. And the same thing happens with tutoring in a group setting, even if you're not all tutoring at the same time. Just listening into the conversations can help you spark new ideas or new questions to ask. It'll lead you down a path. It might help you, clarify something just by listening to somebody else work it out. So obviously, drop-in tutoring is important to me. So one of the things that I've been pushing for last semester and I'll continue to do this year is to make sure that students are using the drop-ins before they get a one-on-one tutor. And it doesn't always work out that way. It's not always the case, and I do everything on a case-by-case basis, but for the most part, I'd really like the students to try out the drop-ins before they work one-on-one with someone.
Created using Powtoon.
So I do have the drop-in tutoring schedules on the Google Calendar. Students should be able to search for drop-in tutoring and get all the calendar options or the drop-in options. But I haven't shared it yet for this upcoming semester because the schedules for drop-ins are not complete yet. This is the sign-in sheet for the math and computer science drop-ins. You can see at the top that it has location for where the drop-in is, and then every day of the week that the drop-in is available, and who is working and what times. And also on the side, we'll have one-on-one tutors just as a list of names. Now down here, please enter the student's first name, student's last name, course in the section, the professor, the date, the time in, and the time out. I know it's hard to capture the time out, but please do your best. Also, the course section and the professor both have drop-ins available. So you can see these are all the courses that are available this fall. These are all the professors that are teaching in the math section or in the math department this fall. And this information comes from this course schedules tab at the bottom. So if a student comes in and says, I don't know which section I'm in, you can come here and say, okay, you're in Math 106 and you have Professor Ward. What time do you have the class? And that way you know which section they're in. Now you might be wondering,
Why do we need to have their section? I complete a report at the end of the semester for all of the professors in every department, and I let them know which sections and which classes tend to get the most number of tutor requests, and that's where this information comes from. Also, wondering maybe why I have a drop in for professors when you could just type the name in, and you certainly can still type over, these boxes, but what I'm looking for are the correct spelling of all of these names. Amadizadeh and Schultes, especially, are constantly misspelled, so I really need things to be consistent. So if you can select from the drop in, that would be great. Or if you know how to spell the professor's name, feel free to just type it in there. But either way, I need to have the information for their courses, for their professors, the date, and the time in and time out, because that gives me a length of time. Okay, you can also see that math and computer science are grouped together. So if you're a computer science tutor, you're going to come down to the computer science drop-in tab at the bottom, and it has the same information. What day of the week is it available? Where is the location? Who's tutoring? And what our one-on-one tutors are. And then we also have this drop-ins here for the same thing. And you can again find the course schedules for computer science beneath the math schedules.
Okay, so that's it. Use Google Sheets to sign in, and that'll be shared with you as soon as the schedules are confirmed. Please encourage your students or any student who asks you about tutoring, encourage them to go to the drop-ins. The schedules will be advertised in classes. I'll be putting up posters. It'll be in a couple different places. There is one more video for the drop-in tutoring orientation, and that is all related to customer service. Customer service is one of the CRLA topics in level 2, but we are going to implement it here in level 1 since I'm relying so heavily on the drop-in tutoring options. Please take a look at the next video about customer service.